Off. It's 6:19. This is life before the fame. Well, before the riches, because I don't care about fame. I'm in my hoopty right now. She a little toe up from the throw up. From the flow up, but she does it. Same area, maybe not the same time from yesterday, but the same hour. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful day, even though the sun's not shining again. No rain just yet. If it so happens to rain, but yeah, I'm just going live again. Bored. About to go to the house. Man, it's Monday, top of the morning. It's money making Monday. Whatever you do, fam, always rise with gratitude. Thankful for the day. So much opportunity available today, but you gotta have yourself open. You gotta have your mindset ready and open to the abundance of everything that's available to you. And the power of belief. You would not believe the power of belief where it can really get you. But yes, as always, continue to give yourself those positive affirmations as you start in the day. Um, Take time, be mindful with yourself because that starts just with you and that could go and take a big impact on the world just by the way that you treat yourself, the way that you're mindful to yourself. Um, it starts to reflect in your spirit, in your energy when you walk in the room. Keeping that pure heart, not letting anything bother you, most definitely, and not holding grudges. It's so beautiful out here. I'm just looking at the birds. Excuse my face. Yes, I have to go get a haircut at some point while I'm off, either today or tomorrow before tomorrow night. Your plate is off. And I am so happy. I want those tuning in. Will my friend Julie tune in? Let's see if I can get like a telepathic connection. Ding, 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 ding. Maybe it worked, maybe it didn't. Maybe Julie's here, maybe she's not. But yeah, you tuned in around this time yesterday. That was so cool the way you tuned in all of a sudden. But yes, the car is warming up. I'm only just a little bit under a few months from reaching my goals to have my business going. So this is going to be my second business. This is my second time, well, actually third time into entrepreneurship, but my second actual business. This one's going to be an actual physical business. The first ever business model that I had was a food delivery company with its own app and everything. I invested into a franchise called Snap Partners, which I was mentored by multimillionaire Paul Michael and billionaire Tony Swantek, major venture capitalist, COO of Jones and Associates of Rochester, New York. Yes, now I went from corporate to Kroger. How'd that even happen? So how'd I go from corporate to Kroger? It was actually one of my own decisions because I could have easily went back into a sales job. But I never worked an average grocery store job. I was like, one day when I'm on the stage and I'm speaking in front of a crowd and well, I wanted to have something that was relevant because I had a poultry chicken plant job. And other than that, I was like a PCA nurse. But something that's just so obvious is just a guy that stocked the shelves. You know, a job like that is like any young kid starter job at the grocery store. A simple job, just stocking the stuff. It's not that simple here, by the way. I promise you. This place is haywire. And the Kroger here is only big as that little small piece to there, to the end of that corner right there, and that's it. The rest of this building is other outlets. Yeah, I know, right? If you live somewhere in the United States and you're watching right now, if you ever been to your Kroger is probably biggest this complete building with an automotive and everything. This one doesn't have anything in the back aside from the side distraction on the conversation about this location. But yeah, it's just horrible. There's not even enough storage space to get the back stock going. There's always troubles with that, and it's just horrible. Whoever was the master architect behind this, you should be fired. Now that that is out the way, but yeah, I chose this on purpose. I wanted to, when I'm on stage one day and I envision myself being in front of a crowd of people, whether it's a few hundreds of people or tens of thousands or a million people, whoever, I don't know. But I wanted to say that, hey, I stocked the shelves. I worked at the local Kroger and I stocked the shelves just like any other person. And if I can do it by just being a guy in his mid 20s stocking the shelf at the freaking Kroger, which was horrible overnight, um, if I can do it, you can do it too. And I came from corporate first until that. You know what type of mentality you literally have to do? You have to obtain to literally go from corporate to Kroger. From salary based stuff around multi-millionaires being mentored by them to average regular people, the mindsets of them, and you gain this mindset of being a multi-millionaire that's becoming a billionaire mind in the mindset while being in normal, small, overly opinionated environments that are not serving towards your highest and greatest good, and then being in sales and around those people's. Yeah, I literally had to come into these environments. These are a little bit more richer environments than the ones that I come from. And just about 20 minutes over, the environment there is definitely a lot richer. I mean, like stupid rich. You wouldn't even imagine some of the cars and stuff that's over there, which they still drive down over here. You can catch them coming from that way to this way. But yeah, G wagons and Maybachs, Ferraris and McLarens, all types of stuff you can't even name. But yeah, I had to stick in these environments because these were the environments which was cultivating me that I was getting ready to come into. I had to let go a lot of old mindsets, old people and stuff. But yeah, that's what I did. I went from corporate to Kroger, and it takes a lot. Like, how do you even do that? But yeah, I placed it in my mind. This is how I became, because I was unemployed for over 4 years. So basically, I still am mentally unemployable. What I did, I applied a healthy form of delusion. So in the back of my mind, before I found this job, I said, Mr. Kroger and I, even though Mr. Kroger is somewhere long gone, dead in the grave, but Mr. Kroger and I wrote a contract that if I were to come and help his business stocking overnight, that Mr. Kroger would fund my business, my future business that I'm starting ahead now. And, so that was the thing that kept me going. You can literally program your mind. You can program your subconscious if you really, really take on it. I know it sounds crazy, but it's so real. And this is only a temporary situation. Like I said, I'm only a few months away from, a little bit less than 3 months away from my actual physical business, because like I said, this is my second time in business and this will be my third time in entrepreneurship. From having the delivery business that I went around hundreds and hundreds of restaurants all throughout the state of Mississippi trying with them, but it developed me. All those no's, they shaped me. I learned how to take no and keep going and not wanting to take no for an answer. Being delusional, that's another form of delusion too. If you ever get into sales or you had a sales job, you know you literally have to have this um having no for an answer is a big no, and you really have to be delusional to keep going. That's why most people are not business owners. That's why most people are not salesmen, because they're not ready to go through all that. Being no a few times, you just give up and quit. You got to do what most people won't do. And yeah, so now I actually just was on the Zoom call for about 3 days in a meeting with some of my future business partners, with my future business that is about to crack grounds in about, I'd say, a little bit less than 2 months, because I got the funding going, just stacking up here. But yeah, I'm just trying to keep this conversation grounded here. But yeah, this is third time around. And shouts out to my viewer. I hope I'm motivating you. I don't even know who you are right now, but this is my story, and I'm only 26 years young in this flesh. But yeah, I did some amazing things. I'm just country boy from a small town, doing things that's like unimaginable, things that people are scared of. Like, you really gotta face your fears, and that was one of my biggest fears: returning back to working for other people, because the mental degrading that it would do. Um, but overall, I knew that I was way more mentally strong, spiritually strong, and everything that my mentors taught me, Mr. Tony Swantek, major venture capitalist, Mr. Paul Michael, along with other mentors, people like Neil Davis, even watching Social Proof Podcast with David Shands, the king of podcasts. Um, Watching those, meeting them, that was another thing too, meeting them. My own friends and family said, those people, they're scams and this and that, you'll never meet them. Guess what? I met them. They loved me. I love me, most importantly. But and I met some amazing people along the way there. But yeah, just getting up and taking a bet on yourself. That's the biggest thing I could ever tell anybody. Take the freaking risk. I looked stupid for years and years and years. But then all the things started showing around, just like meeting those people and going to Invest Fest. What? One of the biggest business meetings and learning extravaganzas in the freaking world. Cultivated by just two dudes originally, Troy Millings and Rashad Belial, originally, first handedly, got over 25,000 people in the room. You got BlackRock in the room. And you know those people, when they say them folks, always when you say them folks, them the people that run the world. Them folks in how you get them people to come out alongside people from like the New York Stock Exchange in there, and other medium and small size businesses, other social media, gurus, whatever, social media influencers. Alongside from them, people like 19 Keys, that played a lot of things in my role too along the way, mentally for me. But yeah, I'm just proud of the person I become. It all happened even in the worstest of times, and all of that strengthening me. So now I'm here clocking out from this Kroger job, 6:34 a.m. Got to drive 40 minutes to this house. They don't even know the value of the person they have working on the floor of them. They have a freaking future billionaire. Yes, not millionaire. Future billionaire. Y'all know it sounds crazy. I know. But I've already seen the visions. Everything just falls right in line. But as I'm working that way, small steps at each time, and around the people that I'm aligned with, that I've been blessed to actually meet. The guy that gave me my first opportunity, Mr. Tommy Gullery of Biloxi, Mississippi. I met him on the craziest day that's how I even got with Snap Partners to even begin with. If it wasn't for that guy, it's a random day I had been praying because I had just quit. That's when I first quit my job 4 years ago, and I had just quit. I was going through a divorce at an early age, family problems, betrayal, and everything. So I ran away from home, but I was praying real deeply. And in the midst of those times, I was asking, should I stay in this bad marriage and should I stick around with these jobs? And boom, it landed just like that. It was a random Super Bowl Sunday. I remember like yesterday. I was with my uncle at the time being, and yeah, I went down there. I started DoorDashing because I heard DoorDash, they was making money, $200 a day. Hey, look, I was working 12 hours a day back then and not making $200 a day. And but yeah, it wasn't exactly that, but it was close. If you put in those hours, you could get that. But it was like Super Bowl Sunday, big city. It's a tourist city. You know, it's right there on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, American Gulf Coast, and it's a perfect spot. And anyways, my uncle was with me. He'd been in jail all my life, and he didn't know that you could go legally get marijuana weed from the dispensary. And yeah, I was telling him, he's like, quit playing, man. I was like, for real, yes, you can go buy weed out of the front of the store. But anyways, get to the place. I guess the place, it was closed. It was Sunday, but by me having this big old loud mouth, that's basically when I met Mr. Gullery. He had, I was looking in there, it was like, he was like, I don't see nothing. I was like, it's in the shelves, man. It's in the shelves. But anyways, Mr. Gullery came somehow from the back. I guess he must have heard my big mouth. And he was like, hey, how y'all brothers doing? Mr. Gullery is a Caucasian Creole man, by the way. Old guy. But cool old guy too. But anyways, it's like, hey, how y'all brothers doing, man? I know it's Sunday and the signs say closed, but ain't nothing like making a free extra 100 today. So yeah, and he just invited us in. I knew a little bit about the cannabis at the time and stuff. He was just surprised at my knowledge and stuff like that. He had offered me, and I was just telling him like, one day, you know, I want to be my own business owner one day. And I didn't know this guy from my left from my right shoe. I did not know this guy. And he was telling me about how he had lost $5 million the week prior to when he had met me. Could you believe that? $5 million. I could never imagine losing $5 million. And the guy was just happy. He was cool. And yeah, let me put my seatbelt on here. I'm leaving out. So Mr. Gullery, you know, I was just telling him sometimes God closes doors and just for a reason. And he reopens doors. Whether you believe in Most High or whatever you believe in that you call the Creator, some form of higher entity source. But yeah. And he just cut me off right there. He was like, and what happened was, I can't tell y'all this big number that what has really happened after that. But Mr. Gullery just told me, man, look, one of my business partners just called me and he had been starting something else on the side, and it was tens of millions. Yeah, I'm gonna just keep it there. Multi tens of millions of dollars, and it was running successfully on the operation and everything. But along that way, Mr. Gullery had handed me an opportunity. He just liked it, my enthusiasm as a young man. I was only 22 years old when I met him. And in the midst of that, I didn't get the goal that I was reaching for when I got to Biloxi, Mississippi. But I found something much greater. And it was the opportunity that landed me to Snap Partners, being mentored by major evangelists, Tony Swan, Tech, Paul, Michael, and a host of other great people that led me down this path. And then Mr. Gullery put me on to books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He put me on to books like Think and Grow Rich, Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. Y'all should check those out. They got the free audiobooks here on YouTube. But aside from that, y'all, But yeah, that's what kind of got me there. And Mr. Guillory, to this day, I still speak on and off. And his operation now, that business that was multi tens of millions of dollars, is like, whoosh, I'm seeing it being physical reality. But yeah, y'all might have saw this bridge yesterday. Yeah, this straight down the street from my job. But yeah, that's what landed Isaiah into entrepreneurship. Just a regular guy. Nobody knows. Not you YouTube people know. I don't know who you are. But yeah, just riding in my hoopty right now. Face ugly. Gotta go get a haircut. I'll be looking greater later. Greater later. But yeah, I literally worked all night. I'm still full energetic. Just naturally who I am. But yeah, y'all drop a comment below, man. I'm just always happy every day because I know what I'm doing and who I've become, and I'm so thankful for that, for real. Just three complete strangers. I don't even know who y'all are, but greatness is always, there's always enough opportunity in the world. Don't ever think you're running out of opportunity. You never know who you're meeting. The moral of my story is always be nice to everybody, because you never know who you may meet. That's my moral of the story. That's my message of the day. Oh my God. From corporate to Kroger. I gotta put that shit in a book, yo. Like what? Quit playing, nigga. Excuse the N word, but quit playing. From corporate to Kroger, unbelievable. How? Sound like some out of a movie. The way that my life been happening, like, sounds like a movie. Because life is a movie or a video game. And you're the main character. You co-creating the script with the higher source. You just gotta take control and know you're in control and learn how to control this and this. You get those in sync together in the left and right brain, hemi sync with this heart, you can start to allow your nervous system to be regulated. You can start to control your reality and start to co-create your own destiny. I know I sound like some amazing figure out of a book, but it's the truth. And with a little bit of just believing, that's all it takes to believe and stand on what you say. I've been to places where I was just watching people on the TV screen, man. Watching people on the TV screen, man. On my grandma's couch.